smokers. Jigo the artist one here. Sorry for borrowing the quote opening sequence for Dragon 1, but whatever. We made crappy videos back then. But anyway, you're looking at a motherboard. Now, as you can tell by the arrangement, that this is like a heatsink. You got a fan here. This is the Xbox motherboard. Actually, I'm on the process of repairing this because, to give you a little backstory, a relative of mine gave it to me. He said it wasn't working. I checked it, and I'd opened up to see what it was, and I thought it was the power board, the PSU. Now, my first thought was, oh, the capacitors must have leaked. So I looked carefully. And it turns out that I looked online, and it looks like I thought the capacitors were leaked because of the white stuff, and the reason why they're not, it turns out they're not leaking because they're hold on together. Then I tested it again, and I heard a pop, and then I saw a spark. So I took out the PSU, and then I finally discovered that there was a burnt on the PSU. So I was like, okay, I found the reason. So this PSU is no good anymore. So this is the PSU. You got everything. That's the controllers. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. That's the Pentium 3. I don't know what that is. Got RAM. You got the video thing, the network thing, the IDE, capacitors. That kind of the capacitors do look pretty healthy. Here's the case of the Xbox. This is the top case. I tried fixing this. Yeah, that's that. And we got this. I've also done that. The power's in there. The button. As you can see in there, I actually opened this up actually. It says right there, hold on. It says 2002 6/10. So we can say this is June 10th, 2002. I looked up and tried to see what version this was, and I have confirmed that this is a 1.1. Now, my plan was to get a new PSU. The problem is there are very confusing numbers of PSUs. Mainly, simply, I think is that the later motherboards, they had like they had an additional group of pins. Well, this one has a single pin. So on the computer, I got searching around. Here's one, for example. Here's a power supply for the original Xbox. You can see right there it has 2 pins, so that will definitely not fit on there. We try to look very hard. We try to look for something like here's one, for example. Now, it's a trying whatever it is. Now they say for original tested and working 2001. Now, as you can tell by the pins, it is actually one group. So this is probably it. Yeah, probably it. I'm gonna try to buy this. I'm gonna make my purchase, and we'll show off the entire project I'm trying to do. Damn it, this is not working. The seller does not include blah 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 blah. Oh, this is gonna be very confusing. This is not going to work because it doesn't want to do it. I don't know why. Probably it doesn't have a calculator or whatever it is. Okay, so I decided not to buy this because this thing doesn't even use anything. Shipping and payments. Oh, it doesn't even change. Well, I'm in .ca, so I guess I'm going to have to do something. Let's see, anything else? I'm going to try to see if I can find anything. Come across with this. You look very closely, it's one row of pins. So basically, target acquired. This is basically a 1.0.1.1 power supply. So basically, this can work. So, we're going to purchase it right now. Confirm to pay $30 right now. There you go. The order was placed. Okay, so we have the motherboard standing with us, but also we have things that I took out. First of which is the hard disk. This is the I can't confirm if this is modded or not, but this has the dashboard on it. It's a Maxter 40 gigabyte drive. I'm pretty sure this was, I can probably guarantee this is probably modded or upgraded or something. Here we have the optical drive. Yes, I actually took this apart because I was about to clean it. When I opened it up, it was so dirty. And yes, this is a Thompson drive. I did read online that these drives are prone to not read CD recordable discs. Right, so here we have some few components here. This is the CPU fan. I did not clean this yet, but I did clean the GPU fan. I'll give you a little closer. I did clean the GPU fan. A little bit dust in here, but at least I did try my best. I cleaned it very well. So yeah, that's the GPU. I mostly cleaned everything. I opened it up when I opened it up for the first time. It was so dusty. And of course, again, we have this. And of course, the front. This. Yeah. And what about the RF shield? I'll show you the RF shield, but be warned, it's shitty. Okay, so here's the RF shield. Now, sorry I have put night on, it's pretty dark here, but this is what is so worst. Yeah, I put that as a joke. Look at this. Look at that. It's so rusted. And possibly because, I don't know how it got rusted, but you can see it's so rusty. You can barely see it. Let me just turn on the lights. It's not enough light here. But you can possibly see that it is rusted. There's like pieces on there. I actually did an experiment where combining salt and vinegar. I did a labor of scrubbing it, and it seemed to remove parts of the rust. Now, of course, people wouldn't do that. The best solution is to dunk it in vinegar and salt. So this is going to be a pretty laborious project, but not too laborious, but it's going to take very long. You can see it's so rusty right here. Yeah, this is where most of it is worst here. This is worst here. This is where PSU goes, the motherboard. Yeah. Alright everyone, so we're about to dunk in the, here's the RF shield. It's the only one we can find right now. I'll quote you.
Diego, how much salt?
I'll tell you when.
You know what? We have to mix it up. No, we have to mix it up, the salt.
Alright, so basically with this solution, it's best to dunk it in vinegar and salt because you don't have to do a laborious scrubbing. It will do it by itself, but it will take time. So you got to let the reaction do as is. Into the RF shield. We're gonna need something to hold it on, so we're gonna use this bucket there.
Maybe.
So anyway, we put the bucket, the empty bottle there, so we can fill up the volume. Actually, hold it up, and put the bucket in. Pull the bag up. So there's the bucket. Hold this. It'll be hidden there until further notice. It'll be left there for a couple of days. Okay, so it's been 2 days since this video's been recorded, and look at this. What good timing. Look closer. It looks like the rust has been dissolved, or whatever it is. Get a bucket of water, and don't forget gloves, because we're going to wash it off. It's just for no reason. I don't understand how the liquid got out, but it's supposed to be in. Probably the bag wasn't powerful enough, but this is all we have. To be exactly honest.
Yeah, what?
That's until you scrub it. I think the bag was... Oh, look! The rust is coming off. What good timing. Wow.
Try to clean it well.
Okay, so here is the RF shield. Because there's still a little bit of excess of rust left over, I decided to clean it with soap. I'll just show you that. I'll show you. Here it is. The soap is just like, yeah. There's very little bit of leftover rust, but that's okay for now. I don't expect the RF shield to last as long as the world, but who knows. So I'm just gonna leave it there, continue washing it, and then I'm gonna dry it. See how it turns out, and maybe put it back in the machine. Okay, so I just washed off the soap, and look at the background. This is what's behind the patio. Look at the patio. It's like 24 ounces of cement just splooged out of nowhere. Or 1 ton, I don't know. It just looks something. Here's the RF shield. It's just chilling here, trying to dry. And I don't know what's with this piece of paper there. Yeah, it's just, I'm gonna let it dry, and then we're gonna dry it. I'm just gonna let it dry for a while. While it's chilling, it's just, yeah, just let it dry, and it works. We'll use a dryer. Now, my PSU should come like in like probably August, so this is gonna be like a long video, so I'll keep you informed. So that's the RF shield, and let's see how it goes. So after laborious, not really laborious, but multiple dryings, here's the RF shield. It doesn't look too bad actually. Actually, it looks okay with a little bit of rust, but you know this unit's probably not going to last as long as you expected. Now all we gotta do is put it back in. That's what we can do with it. Now it was hard to take it out. Now I'm going to see if it's easy to put it back in. I forgot these. I'll probably show it to you. These. Now I did label one of them. This is 1 and 2, and this is 3 or 4. It's going to require a screw to hold it in position. It needs 2 screws. So yeah, I'm gonna screw it in. I'm gonna put the RF shield in place. So now we should put the RF shield in. Okay, so I totally forgot how to do this. Basically, you have to put the RF shield in here, and then you put these here. Goes right here. Perfect alignment. 1 to 2. This goes right here. Oh, here. 3 and 4. I cannot confirm if the motherboard, the hard disk, or the optical drive works. All I can say is that the main reason it doesn't work is because of the PSU. And there you go. And we have this DVD sensor. You just plug it in, and there you are. Works good. Doesn't matter where you plug it in. Mostly you're gonna plug it in number 4, I guess, or number 2. but most people don't plug it into number one because this is where most controllers go. Yeah. So yeah, very good. And of course, just put this back in. Now, I'm not going to put the motherboard back in until I get the PSU. As you can see, it's fine. And yeah, works good. So again, used to be worse here. Actually looks a little bit better, but there's still a little bit of rust there, which is going to be okay for a little bit. Not going to last for like 100 years or so. So yeah, we're going to give in to the next step, which is the PSU, which is a few days from this video recording. August 2nd, 2017. I received a box. I wasn't sure if this was the PSU or the hard disk enclosure, which I also bought, but I actually opened it up. Yeah, I actually opened it up already. And look at this. This is the PSU. This is the 1.0.1.1 PSU. You can tell if it has one row, or in other words, AT case. So yeah, as if you probably already know, the previous PSU which I had in there had a burnt connection. That's why it wasn't working. And yeah, it actually seemed pretty good. Except this, which the white things, I thought they were leaking, but they're actually holding the capacitors and shit in place. We'll get that out. Let's bring the Xbox and I'll turn the lights on. So here's the motherboard. One thing I want to mention is that the way we did the RF shield, it did go okay, but it wasn't perfect. Basically, my parents always choose the cheap method, like bad quality stuff. We actually put it in the bag. We're supposed to put it in a container, but they don't have any size of a container. So the only way to have to do it is put it in the bag. Unfortunately, it ended up leaking. So, yeah, unfortunately. So anyway, here is the PSU. I don't know where I put the screws, but they are somewhere in the desk. Okay, so we're installing another screw. Now this PSU is not going anywhere. All we got is the Molex and the AT connector. Now before we put everything back together, you know, the optical drive and the disk drive, etc., we need to test it out while it's open. The main reason is basically in case anything goes wrong. And yeah, I forgot to put the fan in. Oh, damn it, I keep forgetting to put the fan in. Well, I'm back. And as a matter of fact, I actually did clean the CPU fan. I don't know if I still have a photo of it. Well, there's a little bit of dust there, but I'm sure it will go away for whatever reason. So yeah, there's the CPU fan. I put a lot of alcohol on it. I dried it with the dryer, and there you go. So now all we gotta do is just put it back in. Oh wait, you're supposed to force push down. There we go. Now it's stationary. Won't go away. Won't go away. Yeah, look at the viewfinder. It's kind of reverse image, I thought. Now all we gotta do is put the motherboard back in. Before I put it back in, I should also notice that if you have an original Xbox before 1.6, you see a little capacitor right there? You see a little capacitor right there? You have to remove it. Why? Basically, this is the PRAM battery, or the internal clock battery. They say online that it's terrible and they are prone to leak. And this one is just about to, it's nearing the end of its life. So basically, according to this picture, if you have an Xbox One before 1.6, that looks like it, to be sure. Yeah, it looks like. You have to take it off. If you just take it off and you run the Xbox without it, it will run perfectly. If you have a 1.6 and you have it removed and plugged in, it will not boot. I managed to get the capacitor out. Here it is. What the fuck is this? You call this the internal clock battery? I call this cheap and insanity. And it's leaking. Also notice that the input of the capacitor in the I noticed that it was starting to leak. Get a close look. Yeah, you can see it was starting to leak. I'm gonna try. I'm not too sure if this will. Yeah, this motherboard will survive without the internal clock battery. You can see a little bits of leakage in there. That's true. Now it's time to put it in. Done. Now the Xbox is fully in place. Now I promise that before we put everything back in, you know, the optical disk drive, the optical drive, we need to plug it in into the TV and test it out, see if the PSU works, and the motherboard as well. Now unfortunately, I don't have any the actual cable to go in, but I do have a third-party connector. Both connects the PlayStation, PlayStation 2, GameCube, Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, and of course, the Xbox. So I'm going to find that and we'll connect it to the TV. So after moments of things, I finally got the cable. This is the multi-cable. It does work. This is for the PlayStation, GameCube, N64, whatever. And of course, recognize this cable? Xbox. I'm sweating. It's like going to be 91 degrees here outside. So all you do is just connect it here. And there you are. Of course you can access the internet, but we have a bad internet here. We cannot modify. We have a rental. We're moving out very soon. So what we're going to do, I'm going to connect this. I'm going to connect the hard disk, the IDE, and the Molex. And we're pretty much good to go. We're going to test it. Well, without the optical drive, because we're not going to need it, by the way. We'll test it after. Okay, so here's everything connected. I have not plugged in the power yet, but all we can say is that everything's all connected. Here's the connector. And I should actually mute this because I don't want to get a copyright strike. Yes, that was the music I was actually listening, whistling. I'll screen back in. So I got the Molex, everything, and the parallel ATA and shit. Oh, I forgot to plug this in. Just plug it in. Okay. Now I don't have a TV to use. I could use this, but it's starting to malfunction. So I'm going to use the capture card. I'm going to use it. Now I'm going to use Windows Movie Maker. I know there's no audio in there, but I'm going to start capturing it. It's set to channel 3 on the RF because I couldn't find any composite cables. Most of them are broken. So I'm going to and for no reason, I don't have a controller. I'm sorry, but I don't have any controllers. But I'm gonna have to buy one. I could get the Duke one. I know a lot of people don't like the Duke one because it was too big. But I kinda do like it. Alright, journey with me as we try to start recording. Now I'm going to plug it into the power and hopefully it does not blow up. Initiating plug into power. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, it didn't blow up. Now let's power it on. It's time to power it on. 3, 2, 1. Hold on a second. Alright, so I don't know if this is the same issue as the previous PSU where it blew up. I'm going to try to capture this on video. See if there's anything in there. If anything goes, I'll try to slow down and show you what there's. Alright, I'm going to plug it in. 3, 2, 1. What the fuck? It just blew up! Hold on a second. So I took out the board and I thought to see if there was any electrical burning, but I don't understand. It popped and I don't see any electrical burning. Like, what even is this? Like, how could it blow up if this is new? Very impossible. Of course, there's a little bit of... Oh my God, my hands are so sweating that I don't even want to touch the contact edges. I'm gonna I don't know what to say. I'm gonna try one more time, see if this will work. Update. I actually looked at the video that I just took, and it was not actually coming from the PSU, but instead somewhere in the motherboard. And I checked around which one was, and then I found the problem. This one. This one. What even is this? What is this? 011 something? Look, it just blew up. I don't even know what that component does, to be honest. I don't even know what it does. And to answer your confusion, I don't know what it does either. It just blew up for no reason. At first I thought I had the fan on. I'm going to try to reconnect this. Not unscrewed. I'm going to try it one more time and see if this will work. I'll capture on video. Alright, so I put everything back in, not screwed, and just for curiosity's sake, I actually put the optical drive here just to see if it actually will do anything. So bear with me, I'm going to record everything. If anything goes, I'll slow it down to see if anything goes. I'm going to plug it in. Pray to God that this... Alright, we're going to do the last one. Cables are hooked up, everything's ready. Let's do it. Hopefully this will run. Pray to God that this does not malfunction. Just step it back just in case I don't want to burn this camera. $60 camera, by the way. Pray to God that this doesn't burn. Initializing plug-in sequence in 3, 2, 1. It doesn't burn. Let's power it on. It doesn't want to power it on. Maybe that one simple pop is just the end. I swear, we got everything ready. We got the PSU connected. We got everything connected. We got the Molex, all this shit here. I don't understand why it doesn't want to power on now. The PSU is there. Yes, like I said, it's not connected. I don't understand why it doesn't want to power it on. I could press that eject button, but that's the big button. I don't understand why it doesn't want to do anything. I'm so scared right now. I'm going to try one more time. If there's the pop, that'll be the end of it. I'll call this a failure. Pray to God that this doesn't blow up. 3, 2, 1. Okay, it didn't blow up, but let's power it on. It doesn't want to power it on. Maybe there's something in there. Did I connect all the cables? I did connect all the cables, but it's not doing anything. Very confusing to see which side it goes. This plug probably, this doesn't have like detection, like either it's positive or negative. I don't understand. I'm gonna try it again. No. Doesn't work either. It's refusing to boot. I don't understand what's going on. Alright, I'm gonna try one very last test. Pray to God that this doesn't blow up. And pray to God this boots. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, it seems to plug in fine. Now I'm going to power it on. It doesn't want to power it on. Please work. Please. Oh my God. It won't do anything. Well guys, I'm afraid this thing's history. Despite the $30 I wasted to get the PSU, plug it in, and now the motherboard just blew up. It doesn't want to boot. Well, unfortunately, people, the Xbox is fried. Not the PSU, but the motherboard. Despite all the effort I tried, after all the excitement I was getting to finally get this Xbox back to life, but I had to hit a revenge death by simply just blowing up something. Horrible. Just horrible. I'm not gonna break it, I just want to show you the main reason why it doesn't work. Some random component just blew up and that's it. Like, I don't know why that happened. Ugh. I'm so pissed off. This thing doesn't want to do anything. Looks like the Xbox has been turned into an XEX box. PSUs, I can't confirm the PSU works, but I can confirm that the motherboard's fucked. Get up. Oh, shit. Get the fuck out. Oh, yeah. Wait, get out. Alright. Yeah, I forgot to take it out. In case you forgot, this piece, how do I say, this piece blew up. I don't know where that burn came from. Why did it do that? I didn't expect it to do that. I think this motherboard's pretty much fucked right now. You can see it closely. It's fucked. The burn spots between this motherboard's fucked right now. Fortunately, nothing I can do about it. Please, if you have any suggestions, please write anything in the comments. I need some feedback about this. It's been a failure. I can't tell if the PSU works. All I can say is the motherboard is fucked. Saw a spark, and then this happens. And then this is what we're left with. Thank you for watching. Please leave your comments, suggesting what should I do with this motherboard. This is either this is a 1.1 motherboard, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Goodbye.